What's an unspoken rule that annoys you when people don't know about it? Respect people's right to say no. It's okay to ask someone for something, or to do something, or whatever, but if they say no, don't pester them or guilt trip them. People who pressure their friends are kind of garbage friends. One thing that annoys me is when somebody asks for something. I say no. Then they say please. I didn't say no because you were rude enough to not use your manners. I said no because I didn't want to. Warn people that your kid is sick before turning up at their house interacting with them. Chickenpox, flu, hand, foot and mouth, stomach bug all caught by my toddler in the last 12 milliamps and could have been avoided. My 11 millia got covered in a stomach bug in the last 3 months. Both could also be avoided because people already had symptoms before seeing us. I'm mad now, so I'm not sure when we gonna see the in-laws again. When someone hands you their phone to use, don't duck and go through it. It's rude. I used to have students confirm they all individually had the necessary lab data before they left for the evening. They would take a photo of their partner's tables and then hand me their phones. I'd never touch them. Hands free, I'd say no. You scroll through your photos and show me the data. I'm not touching that. No way am I risking seeing something I don't want to. You don't need to be this close when you're talking to me. Bonks your nose with my nose high. Standing in the middle of the supermarket aisle blocking the entire aisle with your trolley while you stare at the shelf is not okay. Waiting for others to exit an elevator or train before entering. Saying thank you when someone holds a door open. 141 when merging lanes in heavy traffic. 141 when merging lanes in heavy traffic. This one should be a law. Don't ask people to do their job for free, even if you're friends or family. As a semi-pro photographer, I get invited to a lot of events, parties, gatherings from too many friends, acquaintances. You're going to bring your camera, right? Yeah. For 100 PH. A friend is a wedding photographer, so many times has been asked to do the photography as her gift. Her standard reply is, oh, I wasn't intending on spending $2,000-3,000 on your gift, because that is how much I charge. Works a treat. Who in the world wants their friend to work at their event? So rude. I was asked to be in a friend's wedding party under a special designation as a photographer. I politely declined, and the bride was so upset that she couldn't use me as a free photographer that they removed me from the wedding altogether. It was annoying that all my friends were there in the party, but because I happen to be a photographer, I get burned for it. Don't play music out loud from your mobile phones on public transportation. I get that you're going to have a boring ride, but don't ruin everyone else's or kids' games. Turn the volume off in the train or waiting room or restaurant. I had to listen to Peppa Pig for 2 ducking hours on a recent train journey. Move your cart to the side of the aisle when looking for groceries. Don't hog up the middle. Oh, of course I'll wait for you to pick out a flavor of beans. Sharon, take your time. Also, if they ask who's next at the deli and you haven't decided yet, don't say you're next and have a 5-minute discussion about what you may or may not want. I manage a bakery and this drives me crazy. Customer has been standing in line king around on their phone. Says they are next, then has 50 questions. Can't decide. Makes a phone call. Then needs things boxed and bagged in a particular way. Always happens that the next customer just wanted coffee. Cover your mouth when you sneeze. Apparently people don't know this. With your elbow, not your hand. Even my young son knows that. Wait, I have another. You shouldn't be texting while driving. That's a given. But for the love of all that is holy, if you are the lead car at a red light, pay attention to the light. Some lights are short and all of us need to get through it. Update Twitter later. I take my line leader duty seriously. People who say shit like why are you in such a hurry in response to this don't seem to understand just how easily you can massively duck up the flow of traffic. That it's common courtesy to say thank you after receiving help service from someone else, even if they just did their job. Thank the goddamn cashiers, bus drivers and doctors of this world. I remember thanking my dentist after he'd taken out my wisdom teeth. He was surprised. Apparently no other patient had ever thanked him. while still leaking blood out of their mouth. Like it's not his fault these teeth didn't fit in my mouth. But he got them out. Thank you for that, sir. If someone pays for something for you, I'm not talking about as a gift. I just mean we can't split the bill here, so I'll pay, and you can pay me your half later. I'll buy both of our concert tickets now, and you can revel at me for it later, etc. You really shouldn't make them ask you to pay them back. Ideally not even once, but especially not 2 or 3 times. If I owe someone money like that, I make sure to pay them back as soon as I can, and let them know once I've done it. I have a friend who I know is not short on money, but I stopped offering to pay for things for him in situations like the above because he just forgets and makes you ask him 2 or even 3 times before he does it. I really think that's not fair to people. You're putting them in an uncomfortable position. Stairs are for ascending and descending. Move out of the way when you are done using them. Standing in front of them and looking around like a lost tourist is not one of their functions. Phones should be on mute in public places, especially the crib room at work. No one wants to hear the video you are watching while they are trying to eat. Wow, glad I'm not the only one. It's been getting down to 10 degrees here, so I ditched eating in the car for the break room and found we have a gentleman who will play his stupid news show on blast through his phone speakers in a silent room of about 15 people. You only take 2 slices of pizza maximum until everyone has had their fill. Yes. But how much of a party sub? Eating 90% is acceptable, as long as you bring a few wings. If you see me taking off my headphones to listen and answer your question, to immediately put them on again 5 times, it clearly means that I'm just being polite, not that I'm interested in talking to you. So stop making me questions. That leaving your shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot is lazy and just plain rude. I hate finding a parking spot only to realize that there's a ducking shopping cart already taking up the spot. Where I live, you have to put a €1 coin in them to unlock them. When you return the cart, you get it back. If you don't put it back, someone else will, just to collect the money. People that asks questions every 3rd scene in a movie when it will be explained later. Hey, why is this character doing this thing? Just keep watching, you'll see. 10 minutes later. So now what's this character doing that for? Just keep watching, you'll see. 30.5 seconds later. Hey, why is he doing that now? Just watch them a third occur and these questions won't be duck unnecessary, I promise you. I had an ex who would do this. What was worse is she would say things like, just start the movie now. I'll be there in a minute. I'd say important things happen in the first seconds of movies. And she's like, no a-hole here, it's fine. Also going to the toilet, I'd offer to pause for her. No a-hole here, it's fine. GRRRR. Then the inevitable questions come, because she missed important shit. As someone who gives 100% attention to something I'm watching, this drives me nuts. Either we watch it properly or just turn it off and do something else. Offer a glass of water to anyone providing physically stressful service at your place. For example, furniture delivery guy. Lots of people assume that they are just doing their job. But it doesn't mean you forget basic human courtesy. You can always tell that nobody else has offered as well, because there is usually an exasperated and surprised yes please. Got a new bed last week and offered the 2 blokes a drink. They said nobody ever offers and gratefully accepted a pot of tea. I actually had a manager bitch at me about offering tradespeople drinks when I worked in retail, as if the multinational company I worked for could not afford to have good manners or something. Close your mouth when chewing. The sound of someone chomping their food and all those slurping sound they make, and sometimes saliva flying out of their mouth, is disgusting. No one wants to hear that shit. If you aren't friends with someone anymore, it doesn't mean you can go around telling their secrets to everyone. Secrets are secrets, and under no condition shall they be broken. It's truly disgusting to see how people don't realize this. It's basic knowledge you should know, though it hasn't been made as an actual rule. Also applies to dating. Don't start going around saying shit which they told you in confidence. If someone is paying for your food, don't order something expensive. Once some idiot I was with ordered 2 entree plates after I said I would cover the meal. The waiter even looked at me like the duck. Really? Get the man what he wants, I say. 112 plate of pancakes barely touched and an untouched 20 chicken fried steak later. That Ashat effectively got himself uninvited to anything we ever did again, and I wound up with a stupid story. When a man uses the middle urinal, when you're using either the first or last urinal, man. The second urinal is for separation only. Oh god, I thought that was just comedy sketch stuff. Don't comment on how a stranger looks. Yesterday in a cafe, a man I've never met before said, "You need to trim don't a bit. Rude asshole." When I first shaved my hair into a hawk I figured people would stare. But for the most part, if they didn't have something nice to say they didn't say anything at all. Until one day I had a clerk deadpan look me up and down and say, "I hope you didn't pay for that haircut." I was so surprised I just nervous laughed. Now, I work in a lot of old folks homes, and the comments I get from my residents about my hair genuinely make me giggle. Especially when I can shoot the shit back at them and offer to do this up the same way on salon day. Control your children. Don't let them run around in restaurants or movies theaters going nuts. If you can't keep them quiet, don't bring them. And especially at supermarkets, be aware of them. Noon wants your maskless, nose-picking brat playing with the produce or poking holes in the packaged meats with its dirty fingers while you gab on the phone. Pretend not to notice, unless it is an event specifically for very young kids like Chuck E. Cheese or a Disney cartoon type film. Stand to mail back from the airport baggage carousel. If everyone does it, then enters that ring to grab their luggage and leave, then everyone can see their luggage as it comes and no one is jostling. It never occurred to me until I traveled in South Korea and they had a white line around the carousel that everyone stood on. It was remarkably efficient, and I wish the rest of the world adopted it. Everyone should know to not speak negatively about a coworker. A job is a big deal, losing it can be devastating. One complaint could alter a person's life in a negative way. One ass-kissing petty narc could ruin a person's life.